Hi, hi, hi. This is so fun. Because I say that I'm my closest friend, it's just that I feel like I got a whole world of friends now. If you love Jesus, you'll love me, Miss Kathleen Prasovich, also known as Prissy Incorporated. And hi, hi, hi. Say that again. I could have a lot of fun on camera. I'm sure that the people who have been in the acting industry on stage all their life really know what I mean. And I just wanted to say that this is a short little video because I want to let you know what I was doing outside just before I put Slash's video online here on my Prissy site. I was not particularly saying hi, 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 but I was sipping on my first bit of coffee today. Because when I measured this morning, or even yesterday, when I put it in the fridge from my drinking, enough of it that I thought, oh, there was exactly 6 ounces in my plastic measuring cup in the kitchen. So today I started out with 6 ounces, and I must have had, I guess, almost an ounce before. Huh? Oh, am I reporting? Lying on screen. Hi, hi, hi should have nothing to do with it. I just caught myself in the lie. Hi, lie, lie, lie. My goodness. Wasn't there a song? Wasn't there a song like that? Lie, lie, lie. Is there some? It must mean something. I'm not sure. No, really. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been caught in a lie on air? Well, it's not that big of a lie. Here I said I never drank any coffee all day, but really, when I went to take this coffee, the first time I ever did take anything out of there, so maybe I must have measured wrong in the past. Neither or, but really, because maybe I was just looking and my glasses were lopsided or something that I couldn't see. Because I looked around, there's two sides to a measuring cup. One says the ounces, the other side says the mils. I turned it around and there was exactly 150 mils because I already poured. It was standing there in a little shooter glass measuring a half an ounce. So really, there was 150 mils in that cup, which is I'm almost identical to 6 ounces. So to prove my point, I wasn't caught in that much of a lie at all. But I was standing outside with this particular coffee cup, and I've got a story about this particular coffee cup, which I never ever did bought, but I found it at a bus stop with coffee in it. Mm-hmm. You see my head going up and down? It had really blackish, strong looking coffee in it one morning when I was there. And it's the closest one to here, my suite, my apartment suite. And so what it is that I'm saying is I just let that one out, how I drank this coffee that God only knows who the stranger was that left it at the bus stop. I kept the cup afterwards. Do you know, I kept the coffee in my fridge for quite some time though before I drank it. Really, I kept it cold in the fridge in this particular cup, and I covered the cup with probably a plastic lid container lid from something else. I keep the and I don't buy this stuff. I just keep the lids from somebody else buying it. It's like the red ones that come off of, for example, cocoa cans, and these are no frills cocoa cans, and it's the green Nestle ones that come off of that drink, that green drink. Let me show you what I mean. I'll be right back from the kitchen. Hang tough. Hi, hi, hi. Lie, lie, lie. That's just excellent. When you can laugh at your own jokes, you know you've made a hit record. I should go back for those other things. There's one there. These are from Coffee Mate cans. I've never bought a big Coffee Mate can, but I can tell why the people do it. Coffee Mate is an extremely tasty product in coffee, but I wonder how healthy it is. Does anybody know how healthy or unhealthy Coffee Mate is? The powder, the good tasting. Is it Nestle that makes the Coffee Mate? I threw out the cans, believe it or not, and I kept the lids only. I was trying to downsize, and the cans would be so good, like you could pile them up and you could make a shelf, like really, because they're flat and hard. They're made out of metal, and they are covered with the Coffee Mate design, the name and everything. So the lids, they really hold my measuring spoon. So I put this flat on the cutout surface of the sink, by which I've got the cutout surface of the counter I fit over the actual sink. And I put this there, and I make the coffee in like small amounts. So these are the lids I was telling you about. The no-name cocoa can lids. It's just like the Coffee Mate lids. Makes me really wonder. They must buy them from the same company. And this is the Nestle. I had the name right. And is it the Vito or Velo? What is that nice can of powder that you can mix? And it's sort of like it's like that an Ovaltine. It's like a cocoa mix. People probably buy it and drink it and think that they're drinking something healthy, healthier than just your average coffee or cocoa, because it does have it must be like the pills part where you get vitamins. They do an addition. If you look at bread loaves of bread, they have enriched is the word I'm looking for. It's enriched with vitamins, and people probably think that they are better off with some vitamins in their drink, in their hot drink in the morning. But yes, that's true. That excellent coffee by which it was, and it got me going with really strong instant for a while after finally drinking this. It was in my fridge, I guarantee, at least a couple of weeks before I drank it. But I couldn't refuse it because of the cup alone. Even if I was going to spill the coffee out, then it made sense to keep the cup, because I thought, well, somebody will probably take it. But I thought, I just know that I'll think about it after, and probably wonder why I didn't take it and be sadder about that. But I was standing outside sipping my half an ounce of coffee, which was diluted with half a cup of water. So it ended up being a half a cup with the half a cup. Uh, it it ended up, let me explain this again. It ended up as half a cup of very weak coffee, as I did mix it with the half a cup. Oh, I did it again. People are going to start thinking I'm Britney Spears. I took the half ounce of concentrated coffee, mixed it within a half a cup of inclusive water. And this was just the lukewarm on the counter water that probably could have been plain tap water, and or at the very best boiled tap water. I made a mistake after I watched one of my earlier videos. I was talking about in those bottles which are orange top. That's right, the Gatorade bottles that I drink water out of. I don't see any on my bed. They must all be in the kitchen and or mostly in the fridge with cooling of the water. I said distilled 2 times, natural spring or distilled. None of that in those right now. I am fresh out of, not really that fresh. I've been out of it for a while, for several days, the natural spring water. And honestly, like I said, I don't buy it all the time, and I would like to, but it's usually because I feel that it's an expense, It costs. And then I have to carry it on the bus, whereas it's very heavy, as I explained in the past. So I don't really recommend it. But if you can find good managers at the store, good cashiers, and a good customer service counter, they may let you take a few in your purse at a time on the bus and come back and forth, back and forth. And so if you've got limo service like Slash or some of the other rich people in the world, you probably won't have to worry about it, and you probably wouldn't ever have to even buy your own water in that case. I wonder what you do, dear Slash. Do you do all of those kinds of duties on your own? I sure would like to have an interview with you sometimes. But as I was standing sipping the water down coffee that I poured myself a while ago. The watered down coffee, the coffee with a lot of water. It was tasty. I can still taste it, and it tasted good. I had a very peaceful drink out there where I'm very peaceful. And I'm thinking as I look into the western sky by the door, I thought, oh, there should be a video camera right on this side, right through the sipping of my coffee, and then I could get it online sometime, and you would know what I mean about that being almost my only vacation. I'm hoping that I'm speaking loud enough about an only vacation. I don't want to make the world responsible for never getting to Hollywood in time for anything, or if ever I ever get there. But I do want you to know that I have to blame somebody, and it can't be all my fault, since I have been proclaiming to be Jesus Christ and his returned Son of God. In me he is greater, than in the world he is weaker, the man aside of God and myself. And so this is why I'm really starting to know how important it is that I proclaim my good news to the world and hope that they will believe me as the Master of Jesus. I hope that they do. I'm thinking they should, looking around my room as if there's an audience around, but mostly what I'm trying to do is get my profiles on air so that I can view these after and can tell, I can see what I really look like on camera, because I had one really good photographer. I thought we never got to spend enough time together. His name is GLEN SLOMINSKI. If anyone knows Glenn Slominski from Edmonton, my sister Liz does know him. Her and I actually were at a photo shoot together one time with him. So she's the only other family member that met him. And his parents were both gone. But his mother, I think, either passed away before I left, right before I left Alberta in about the year 2002, when I left Alberta, and he must have really changed. Like, I could never get a hold of him ever since, and always regretted it. Him and I not sticking closer together. We had talked about Toronto, if he ever wanted to go to Toronto before I left the place. Like, I don't recall being that sure about moving to Toronto when I knew him, when we were still talking. It was way up in the air and not even plans, considering that now I'm here and remember talking about that. And it was kind of like like a rendezvous or a deja vu that I have now thinking of that. I'd love to have him over sometime, probably not that we'd live together, but that we could do more photo shoots, and I'd get better side views, and I'd probably get video action like with my songs with him. He was a photographer for a lot of years, Glenn Slominski. Let him know to call Prissy at 647-444-999. He can even call Collect. Tell him to get on Facebook and write me a comment if he's still alive and wants to work together. I'm interested, please. Thanks, Glenn.